Too tall. Kashmir. The most high. Connecting with the most high. The light shines. Yo, I'm dropping signs like a teacher. I'm cutting through the ether like a missile heat seeker. It's the Greek Reaper, with no reflector like Dracula. The menacing figure dressed in black like an avatar. Couldn't tell me a thing. The Delphic oracles connected with the power that's ultimate, unstoppable. Oh yes, flexer like Zeus with no stress. Blow cess.
I don't understand how today's subject, the sports. There are many ways to get fit in the world. The people that do so are most oftenly athletes. Everyone knows that. Whoever doesn't is a word I refuse to use. But what exactly is a sport? A sport is a form of competitive physical activity which, through casual or organized participation, aims to use, maintain, or improve physical ability and provide entertainment to participants. Whether you believe it or not, there are actually hundreds of sports that exist. Crazy, right? Left, down, up, diagonal, backwards. A sport can also be an activity. In fact, that is what they are generally recognized as. They are based off either athleticism or dexterity. Sports are one of the biggest things in the world. They are involved with one of the world's largest major events, the Olympic Games. In fact, people are still talking about how the Ravens won the Super Bowl this year and are even still making jokes about how Manny Pacquiao got knocked out last year. Eventually, that would die out like the Ohio uppercut. It wasn't really that funny to begin with, right, Homer? He doesn't want to talk. Anyways, let's talk about the major sports of today, starting with basketball. It is a team sport, but can also be played one-on-one. No. The objective is to shoot a ball through a horizontally positioned basket to score points while following a set of rules. Most of us should know that. Although it is one of the most popular sports, it is also one of the most cockiest. How? Most of the time, when people in high school play basketball, they think they're so much important and better than those who don't, which is obviously very stupid. Hey, compared to you, I'm the president. You don't play basketball. I'm better than you. You're a loser. Engaging in any sport like basketball cannot make you any better than anyone else. In fact, you could never be better than anyone else, according to God. Because what if you didn't play basketball? Then what? So you better kick that mindset aside and move on. Now moving on to football. But in this case, I'm talking about American football, not soccer, because football was the original name for soccer, which I'm going to get into. Football cannot be played one-on-one unless you're playing catch. Then it would be called catchball, which is not a real thing, but yeah. Because usually when people play it as an activity, they don't have that many players. They don't even have any goalposts. They improvise the end zones. They barely even have a field. They just freestyle. People these days. Sometimes they don't even keep score. They just play for the heck of it. No competition involved. But hey, at least they're staying active. Good thing this ain't a cocky sport for a majority of people. But boy, some of them swear they can run fast, crushing their own dreams. Anyways, moving on to soccer. Also known as association football, is played between two teams of 11 players with a spherical ball, which is commonly black and white. This sport was played by over 250 million players in over 200 countries, making it the world's most popular sport. It probably has the most laws for a sport in history with a whopping 17, but even though they haven't been defined yet, we don't need to worry about them. I'm sorry, I mean y'all, because I don't really care about soccer, even though I'm not bad at it. What? I didn't say I was all that, did I? No. Why? Because I'm not all that. Okay. A quick question. How is it that most of you claim to be soccer fans when you don't even know what FIFA stands for? In case you haven't known, FIFA stands for Federation International Football Association. See, even I know that, and I'm not even a soccer fan. And I'm black. Second off, race can't always determine knowledge, but experience can. Next one is baseball. One of the many sports you play using things in your hand, but not these things. You use a bat and a glove. I had a red and gray bat. I don't know where it is now. Actually, it's not even mine, it's my bro's. If I knew where it was, I wouldn't be doing this right now. I would have used it. But anyways, I don't really care about this sport either. In fact, the only thing about this sport that I like are the nationals. And I don't even watch the games, because again, I don't really care about this sport. Because it's so dang boring, especially the MLB video game series. Not to mention the baseball trading card games. Those might as well come with a pillow, because they'll put you right to sleep. But as boring as this sport can get, it does pay the most money, respect. And even as of now, I'm wearing a baseball hat. Baseball's okay. Next up is tennis. It can be played by either two players or two teams of two players. It can even be played by one player. You know where they hit it off the wall? They should call that wall ball. Tennis is an Olympic sport and is played at all levels of society at all ages, which means that this sport can be played by anyone that can hold a racket, even people in wheelchairs. It all started back in Birmingham, England in the late 19th century as lawn tennis. The rules of tennis haven't been changed much since the 1890s. Only two exceptions are that from 1908 to 1961, the server had to keep 1 foot on the ground at all times, and the adoption of the tiebreak in the 1970s. A recent addition to professional tennis has been the adoption of electronic review technology coupled with a point challenge system, which allows the player to contest the line call of a point. Tennis is enjoyed by millions of players and is also a popular spectator sport. I enjoy tennis, especially table tennis, but I don't watch them, I just play them as an activity. And yeah, it is okay for a guy to play tennis, right Gumby? And now next up is golf. A sport in which competing players use many types of clubs to hit balls into a series of holes on a course using the fewest number of strokes. According to the rules of golf, it is defined as, and I quote, playing a ball with a club from the teeing ground into the hole by a stroke or successive strokes in accordance with the rules, whatever that means. It is one of the few games that does not require a standardized playing area. Instead, the game is played on the course, as I said, generally consisting of an arranged progression of either 9 or 18 holes. But enough explanation. This sport is so boring that if you look up the word boring in a dictionary, you won't even find a picture of golf because it'll be so irrelevant that I shouldn't even be talking about it right now. Okay, that was harsh. But really though, who else watches golf besides elderly folks? I don't even think they watch it. But hey, isn't it funny how professional golf is so boring, yet Wii Sports Golf is so entertaining? Oh, I know why, because I'm playing it and not watching it. Now I get it. I guess in order to get the real feel of a sport... What the heck? In order to get the real feel of a sport, you'll have to participate and not spectate. So if I played golf, I probably wouldn't find it so boring. Same with baseball. You know what? Starting tomorrow, Nah, screw it. Moving on to volleyball. A man by the name of William G. Morgan, who was a YMCA physical education director, created a game called Mintonette as a pastime to be played indoors and by any number of players. It took some of its characteristics from tennis and handball, which is baseball. It was designed to be an indoor sport and less rough than basketball for older members of the YMCA, while still requiring a bit of athletic effort. After observing the game, a man by the name of Alfred Halstead noticed the volleying nature of the game at its first exhibition match in 1896, played at the International YMCA Training School, which is now called Springfield College. After that, the game quickly became known as volleyball, and it was originally spelled in 2 words, volley, ball. But now, it's 1 word. The rules of volleyball were slightly modified by the International YMCA Training School and spread all around the country to various YMCAs. Personally, volleyball is one of my top 5 favorite sports of all time because it's so fun, but the worst part about it is when the ball does not get hit to you. I know y'all can relate, like when you just stand there with your guard up and in the end it was for nothing. And when it finally does get hit to you, you mess up. And you know what, that's probably why it doesn't get hit to you. That makes sense. Anyhow, last one is badminton. The concept is so similar to tennis and volleyball, people actually get them mixed up. It's crazy. Now the shuttlecock, which is also called the shuttle, or as we like to call it, the birdie, is a feathered projectile whose unique aerodynamic properties cause it to fly differently than the balls used in most racket sports. In particular, the feathers create much higher drag, causing the shuttlecock to decelerate more rapidly than the ball. They have a much higher top speed when compared to other racket sports. But because the flight of a shuttlecock is affected by wind, competitive badminton is played indoors. It can also be played outdoors as an activity, mostly as a beach game. And beach games are the ish, am I right? Badminton has been an Olympic sport since 1992, even has 5 events. Another name for badminton is Puna. Really, who's going to use that? It's a cool sport, probably one of my favorites ever since gym class back in 2009, but people used to get it stuck in the ceiling. I don't know how that happened. You know what I did to those people? I beat them up. No, I didn't. Alright, that's about it. Don't be cocky about any sport that you play in. Remember, confidence over cockiness. You can be a little cocky, but don't let it get to your head. Make sure you... Whoa! Get back here! Whoa! Oh! Yeah! Subscribe to my channel.